Greetings, I'm Kathy Green with Christian News and Interviews. So in the news recently, there has been a lot of talk about young Pharaoh and the fact that he has been, well, he did shoot a parent, allegedly. I'm always going to use that word. Even if there's a videotape looking directly at you, I'm still going to say allegedly, shot into his estranged mate's home. I believe it was her garage that he shot a bullet into. And he's been arrested. But what I'd like to know is, how did he get on anyone's radar anyway in the first place? Why does he have such a gigantic following? Is it because he's a train wreck and people like to watch train wrecks? What is it about this man that's drawing so many people? Look at some of his history. Now, this was put out by the ADL. Listen to this. Young Pharaoh, whose real name is Marshall Daniels, is an anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist who promotes racist theories about the superiority of Black people. He has also touted QAnon conspiracy theories, including Pizzagate and Frazzle Drip, which accuses high-profile Democrats of cutting a child's face off and wearing it like a mask in a satanic ritual, and uses popular QAnon hashtags. In 2021, he was invited and then disinvited from speaking at the annual CPAC conference after organizers learned of his reprehensible views. Daniels, who is in his late 20s and resides in Buffalo, New York, describes himself as a teacher, musician, and fighter. His music, which is available on Spotify, Amazon, and Apple Music, includes the recent track Deep State, in which he raps the Jews sacrificing babies. It's really real. In August of 2012, Daniels was arrested and charged with the possession of a loaded semi-automatic pistol, for which he served time in prison. Young Pharaoh's social media presence boasts hundreds of thousands of followers across 6 YouTube channels, as well as his Instagram and Facebook profiles, where he shares his conspiratorial beliefs. His Twitter account, which has more than 57,000 followers, was suspended on February 23rd, 2021. Young Pharaoh believes that Judaism is not a real religion and claimed in a July 2020 YouTube video that it was fabricated for political gain. He promotes the idea that Jews are responsible for human trafficking and pedophilia, among other offenses. He views Israel as an enemy state. Young Pharaoh has claimed that Judaism is a complete lie, which is made up for political gain. He claims in July 2020 YouTube video that Black Lives Matter is an undercover LGBTQ Marxism psyop that is funded by George Soros, adding, just like the Jews hijacked the civil rights movement, they are the hands pushing this because they really want to collapse the country so they can allow China to colonize it and turn it into an international order of communism. In an October 2015 YouTube video, Young Pharaoh claimed that Africans are descendants of Egyptian deities and have special extraterrestrial DNA from those ancestors. Okay. Let's say that half of what is written here is the truth. Okay. Why is anyone following Marshall Daniels? See, it's that cult mentality. People are attracted to cults, and this man would make a perfect cult leader. Now look at this. CPAC cancels anti-Semitic speaker. Now he has that title. He's not going to ever be able to. Once you're labeled an anti-Semitic, it's yours forever. Once you get that label, it doesn't come off. Invited to anti-cancel culture conference. Now, this was in February of 2021. Okay. To make a long story short, I'm not going to read this, but because of the remarks that he made about Jewish people, he was canceled from CPAC. I'm trying to figure out how he ever got on CPAC stage. Is it because he has such a huge following? But just like I said, any cult leader, and he has that cult leader personality, any cult leader will have a huge following. This is a man who is accused to have allegedly shot into his girlfriend's or ex-girlfriend's home. He will probably gain more followers now. But I return to my original question. How does someone like this gain a following in the first place? For what? He's being followed for what? I'll end by saying this. Those of you who confused and you're looking for someone to follow, be very cautious that you're not following someone because the person is charismatic. Because if you get into the habit of following people simply because they're popular or because they're the big guy on campus or because they're charismatic, you would be the personality type that would end up in a cult. Always be a leader, never be a follower. And anyone who's following this guy is truly a follower. He has nothing to offer except a bunch of conspiracy theories. I will be following his case also, so stay tuned.